Good morning. How are you guys doing? Welcome to another episode of Mafia Memoirs. My name's Jody Sedrick.
I'm Rod Puzey.
And we are part of the ownership team here at Zenware and RoadFS. And yes, we have a software program that not only helps you run your business, it will help you drive your business. And straight up, I'm going to tell you, the last 2 months since Mobile Tech Expo, we have had more customers come on board with RoadFS, and what has been exciting about that is not so much to have new customers, though we love that, is that when they give us feedback about how we are impacting their business, not only from a software standpoint, but also giving them ideas on how they can run and improve their business. So what's up, Mr. Scott Mesa? You and I need to connect, man.
He wants me to smile.
Yeah, my wife actually commented on that, dude. She goes, sometimes Rod's looking over there, and he never smiles. So it's like, yeah, it's the old man in him.
I
He's
smile.
just gonna
I smile sometimes.
fall back
you
and
just
go
can't
to sleep.
tell.
So, so anyway, thank you guys very much for joining us every week. And it's funny because yesterday, I was talking to Ryan McGowan. If you know Ryan McGowan of True North Auto Detailing, that guy has had bad luck, schlimp rock luck for the last 3 months. And he busted up his knee yesterday.
In a bowling accident, which I don't know how many times you ever heard that in your life, but the word bowling accident.
Well, I actually can relate to that because, and I'm going to give him some love because I had a bowling accident once too. I was actually going up to bowl and came up to the line, and I was about to go over the edge, and I was doing everything I could do not to fall over the strike line, and ended up face planting on the bowling alley. So that is a family funny story that nobody ever lets me go down. I actually split my nose right in half. So.
Well, one of the things that, to Ryan out there in Alaska, he's had just a rash of bad luck that has happened to him. But the thing about that is, Ryan, it is not how many times you get knocked down. It's how many times you stand back up. So just keep standing up, brother.
And even if you have to wobble up on that gimp leg, keep fighting for it, brother. You got it.
There you go. Hey, what's up, Rennie Doyle? Yeah. Good to see you, brother.
So it's super fun. And speaking of Rennie Doyle, Rennie and Bob Phillips are actually going to be in Boise next week at the Rag Company on Thursday. So if you're in the Boise, Salt Lake, Oregon area and you want to take a trip over to the Rag Company, you might want to come on over because you know it's going to be a phenomenal education day. So we are currently looking for our guest who is going to be Joab Flores.
Yeah, hey Chris. Good to see you, Chris.
That's it. He is with Platinum Plus Mobile Detailing. So I'm actually going to reach up here and see if I can see some people.
Yep.
And so watch my big fat head. And nope, I don't see him yet. So hopefully we will bring him on board. So the other thing that is coming for you guys in our neck of the woods is I've been talking to Levi Gates and another gentleman. I'm sorry, I'm failing to remember his name, but he specializes in boats and getting rid
Parker
of.
Richards.
No, it's not Parker. It's a different guy.
Oh.
Remember at Mobile Tech Expo, at the very last day, he came up with me and he had some gel-coated pieces of material and that were clouded, and he's going to come in town and he's going to do an expo on a presentation on how to work with gel coat and to get rid of that cloudiness. So I don't have a date on that yet. I actually talked to Levi this morning. He said that he'll be working on that. So yeah, we're pretty excited about that. So
a lot of fun things happening in Boise if we can ever get dug out of the snow. And
hey, the nice thing is it's actually been warming up. It's like a balmy 46 degrees.
It's still so for those of you that have been to Idaho or enjoy the Idaho mountains, snowpack is 300% above normal. It's still snowing in the hills. I've got a little piece of property up in the mountains, and I had over 6 feet in my front yard, and they just continue to keep getting snow. So it has been one heck of a snowy year. Here in town it is warming up, so we're heading into spring. which is a reminder to everybody out there, you're heading into spring, great time to do. I've seen a lot of people doing some advertising, throwing some specials out there, getting people in. It's a great time to do some marketing to your business and get people, back on the track of maintenance and, getting their vehicles or boats, motorcycles looking good. Kind of a shout out to some of you guys that do a lot of motorcycles, Scott Masha and Harry Sandwith out there, and the guys out there at Finer Details that do a lot of motorcycles too. But this is the time of the year, get stuff looking good.
Yeah, you talk about getting stuff looking good, not that I don't already look good, but part of the thing with Levi Gates and the boat guys, they're actually going to use my boat as the demo boat. So I'm pretty excited.
It needs it.
It needs it.
Ugly.
I don't know about it's ugly, but it's definitely cloudy. So
it looks like my beard. It's white. It's a red boat that looks like this.
There's Joab.
So
all right, hold on.
Joab on.
We're gonna bring Joab on real quick, and I see him.
He's right
there. He is. Oh yes, it's because I got old man glasses on. So let me grab him on there. Add Joab.
He should come on here in a second.
There we go. I see him coming on board.
Yo, what's up? Good morning, guys.
Hey, what's up?
What's going? Oh, nothing much. It's getting the day going.
Well, good morning to you. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Mafia Memoirs, man.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Where are you at?
I'm in Southern California, in Orange County. I'm in the city of Costa Mesa. So I'm pretty much central to San Diego and to LA. It's about.
That's awesome.
So I'm around 4 million people.
That is a boatload of people. I'm just saying.
Right.
So.
Yeah, that's why I love getting out of here all the time.
Yeah, it seems like you and your family are always going on trips. When do you work?
I work all the time, so I can pay for those trips.
That's awesome.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that's good. I like seeing people that that post stuff about going out and having fun and doing stuff that's not working too. So that's always good for me to see that.
Yes, sir. Me too.
So we met you back last year at Air Force One, and the first time I saw you was actually up on the wing of Air Force One, polishing the American flag.
Oh, wow.
Flexing that beautiful tattoo. And I'm not a tattoo fan, but I love your tattoo.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get a lot of feedback on that tattoo. A lot of people like it. So it was awesome.
I was telling somebody the story last week about you meeting your tattoo doppelganger at SEMA this year.
Oh, yeah, that was cool, man. It was almost at the end of the show, and it was almost wrapping up, and all of a sudden I saw him, and I'm like, man, I got to go up and take a picture with that guy,
Yeah,
so it was a cool.
It's opposite arms, almost the exact same tattoos. And wasn't he ex-military as well?
Yeah, he was a Marine. It was funny because we were all wearing black. And we're like the same build. It was cool.
Yeah.
Whoever knew there was a mini-me of you running around.
Right? Who knew?
He wasn't a mini. He's not kidding. It was like these two Colts standing next to each other with American flag tattoos. So.
Yeah, it was cool.
It was a Detail Mafia gun show. So tell us a little bit about your business, man. How did you get started? Obviously, you're in Southern California. Tell us your story.
Well, the way I got started it was funny. I used to work before I went to the Navy. I worked for a mobile detail business for probably 6 months to a year. I can't remember. I think it was in 1997, 98. And so I got my little hands into it then, went to the Navy, and then when I got out, I started, hydro testing tanks. And I saw my boss used to get his car washed every 2 weeks, like clockwork, And at the time, I think I was making, 15, 18 bucks an hour or something. And then I just thought to myself, man, if I could wash 10 cars a day for $25 a car, man, that's $250, the more money than I've ever made. So it was funny. I had just gotten married. I was 3 months married, and I literally that day I went home and I told my wife, and she was pregnant. I told my wife, babe, I'm going to start my own business. And she said, okay, cool. When? And I'm like, in 2 weeks. I'm going to go get my 2 weeks notice tomorrow. and literally that's how it went. And I went and bought it. I went and bought everything, and I just started knocking on doors. And here I am today. Now, you know.
So how was the start? I mean, clearly, you know, your wife was all in. She's 100% supportive. You go in, give your 2 weeks notice. You know, what was the process that you did to get started, and then how did you start to grow?
Well, I literally, I bought a trailer, I bought a truck, and I just started going door business to business. Actually, right here in the same location where my shop is now. This is where I started going from business to business, and I started to build up a nice clientele. And then when the recession hit, at that time I had a lot of car wash business. You know, most of my business, I had a big account with Wachovia, which was big around here, and everybody was making money. All those real estate people, so they were getting their car washed a lot, and after that, I started just getting a few detailing, and then that's when I went over to rightlook.com, and I went to detail training there. And when the recession hit, all the people at Wachovia, everybody got laid off. So that's kind of when I redirected my business and just decided to go more after like full detailing and stuff like that, And
so when did you go to Rennie and do the training with Rennie?
I went to Rennie in April of 2016. So it's coming up in about 3 years, and that was a blessing too, because at that time in 2016, I was kind of like burnt out from my business, I had kind of actually the 2 years prior to that kind of just not really. I was not motivated at that time. I was kind of burnt out, so I was mostly just selling work and not just having my guys do it and just living off of that, And when I went to work with Rennie, it kind of lit a fire under my ass, and it hasn't stopped yet, And I've the last 3 years since I've been in training, I actually grew my business. I doubled my business,
Wow.
Just because I've been just motivated.
I think that's a key thing, though. You know, you started out your business just washing cars and doing mobile, and an event happened. The recession hit you, and rather than crumble, you said, all right, what can I do to pivot my services so that I can continue to, one, stay in business, but two, to grow my
To
business?
grow, exactly.
And so, talk about that transition a bit. Did you have to change the way you were marketing? How did you attract that different clientele?
Yes, absolutely. So that's really more when I started getting into more of a marketing. Where before with my business, I was getting it mostly word of mouth, from knocking on doors. So when that happened, that's when I started getting to website SEO, advertising and doing mailers and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
and now I have a pretty good database, so we're
That
pretty good.
that's awesome. So now you've evolved to the point where you have a fixed location. Do you also have mobile vans still?
Right. Yes. So I have fixed location and mobile, and I've been at my location about 4 years now, and it's been slowly growing still,
That's
So
good.
That's good.
it's good.
So earlier, right before you got on, we were talking about this time of the year. So do you do anything different this time of the year going into spring than you do, like, let's say in August?
Actually, this year I think because we've gotten a lot of rain here in Southern California, and so having the shop has actually I think helped me getting through because we've been even though it's been raining a lot, we've been able to get some work and to keep us going. We're not used to a lot this rain. If this would have happened 10 years ago, I would have been broke by now. you know. So so
Yeah.
definitely glad that we got the shop.
So are you doing full detail, ceramic coatings, everything, or
Yeah, we're doing we do full details, interior details. We basically offer clear bra, chrome deletes, powder coating. We basically offer everything in house. We only do detailing, window tinting, coatings, and stuff like that, and everything else we outsource. But we try to say no. We try to be a one-stop shop where somebody can come and get everything done that they need here.
That's good.
So yeah, you just mentioned powder coating. I gotta throw a shout out to your brother there, Sean, in California. I was talking to him about can you detail powder coating, and so I talked to him a little bit, and I was able to do some touch up on some powder coating that I had with some overspray on it. So I had no idea you could actually detail powder coating. So
Yeah. You could polish it out a little bit.
Yeah, it got it right out of there.
So how big is your team, and what are your plans for the new year, man?
Right now my plans is mostly to grow my ticket, but I'm just trying to grow more my ceramic coating market. That's what I'm currently focusing on more.
So are you finding that customers are receptive to the ceramic coating, or are they still having a challenge seeing the value of it?
I think for me, when I have somebody in front of me, it's a lot easier for me to sell than when I'm on the phone. And I think it's easier to sell the product when the customer actually sees the product in their face. So
I saw a post the other day of somebody holding their hand with some dried stuff that was in the bottom of a jar of powder coating, and Justin Lovato actually has a jar in his office, a little leftover powder coating that he let dry to actually show people that, hey, this is literally a thick material. This isn't like just putting a wax on. This is a thick material that's protecting. And he said it really helps him sell that to people when they can see it in person, like you're saying. They can feel it, they can touch it, they can see that it's actually a layer over the top of their paint.
Right.
It's probably a little stronger than a chocolate dipped cone.
Yeah. It doesn't taste as good.
Yeah, I bet.
Do not eat.
Don't eat
not
it.
coat the inner lining of your stomach. That's right. So that's fun, man. So so one of the other things that I think is really interesting, and there's a lot of guys in the automotive detailing world that are former military. So number one, thank you for your service. And number two, do you miss being a military guy? Do you miss being in the Navy?
I kind of do. I would have been close to retirement, but I know at the time I kind of hated it, because of the politics. I was just I was just a little guy back then. So who knows? But I'm very patriotic, still. But
yeah. Oh yeah. No, that.
Yeah, there's nothing not patriotic about you. You walk in the room and you see patriotism, Navy SEAL, kick your butt.
Yeah, right.
So, that's great, man. So, it's interesting that you started out, just taking that leap of faith. For those guys that are just starting their business, what are some tips that you might have for them?
I think the biggest thing is not to get discouraged. It's very hard to start a business, and sometimes it could be discouraging with the growing pains, because sometimes you think you're growing and then you get some steps back. And so I think just to stay positive always. Always wake up with your glass half full, never half empty.
Yep.
I love that.
And so that's
it's like we were telling right before you came on. We were telling Ryan McGowan, he's had some pretty bad luck, and we are saying it's not how many times you get knocked down, it's how many times you stand up. You
that's right.
Keep standing up. It doesn't matter what happens, because I think people go into a business and they think it's going to be that little curve that you see on the internet, but really it's more like this, right?
It's more like that.
You go way up, and it's over here. And, one day you got 5 people sitting in front of you that want work done, and the next day you're like, where'd everybody go? And it happens.
Yeah, exactly. Even now, some days I could have my phone rings 10, 20 times in one day, and then I may have 2 days. I tell my wife, I'm like, man, my phone hasn't rang in 2 days. It's weird, and then we get the rush. God is always good. He always provides for sure. He always shows up.
That's good. Yeah, I tell you, it really makes a big difference when you have a good woman behind you and a family that's supportive of your vision and your passion. So it makes a big difference.
That's definitely a blessing to me, man. Just to have a good marriage with my spouse, and we support each other, and her support has been our success, because she's, even when I'm down on myself, she's always there to back me up, and lift me up. So
that's good.
Definitely.
So how are you, as you've been growing, how are you keeping your team up? How are you educating them? How are you making them, you know, a basically a mirror of the kind of man that you are and the services that you offer?
Well, whenever I go through a training or anything like that, I do take my manager and I go over all the procedures that I've learned with him, and then him and I will do the training of the rest of the team.
Yeah, I think that's an important thing because I think a lot of, especially like when I go and visit some of the detail mafia, the detail for dummies forums and those other things where guys are just starting out. A lot of them they don't know how to make the transition from being a one man guy on the road to really growing into and I'm going to use this loosely, a legitimate business. You know, a business that's growing where they have employees that's not dependent upon them doing the work, but that they built the company around that. And I see that as a real common theme of how do I grow my business so that I'm managing and owning the business, it's not owning me.
Um, you just got to get out and do it. I know some guys, they when I did it, I had a hard time too from transitioning from that because I was so picky about my work and I wanted to keep that quality. And we still do quality work. When you grow like that, you are going to get a little bit more people calling back and stuff like that. It's just part of business. And my business mentor, even told me that that's going to happen. You might have a little bit more call back, but you just got to take care of those calls whenever something comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Do you think it's valuable to have a business mentor?
I think it's valuable to have a mentor for every. I have somebody that I talk to for business. I have somebody that I talk to for my faith in God, and I have somebody that I talk to about my fitness because I'm really into working out and stuff. I spend my day I usually wake up between 4:30 and 5 in the morning, and I'm at the gym usually from 5:30, somewhere between 5:30 and 6, and I get out of there about 8 o'clock, and then
Oh,
come
that's
back.
a long
So
time.
I love it. That's my de-stressor.
That
That's how I
is.
de-stress. I plan my days there. I write my notes, read the news, just do a lot of things during that time. But that's also my favorite part of my day because it makes me really sharp. I'm like ready to go in the morning.
That's good.
Yeah, no,
That's
that's
awesome.
really good.
So,
You know.
well, we appreciate you taking some time telling us a little bit about your story. We've just been really impressed by our association with you and want to thank you for that. So,
No, you guys are
once,
good guys.
well, we're trying. So we're trying every day. Trust me. So tell everybody how they get in contact with you. I mean, if you're in your area, you are the go-to guy. So let's
Yeah.
get some
So
business your way.
we're in Orange County, Costa Mesa. We're at 3030 Red Hill Avenue. Phone number 714-614-1691. You can find us on the web at orangecountymobiledetailing.com or platinumplusmobiledetailing.com, and on Facebook and Instagram at Platinum Plus Mobile Detailing.
That's awesome. Well, thank you
Awesome.
so much for joining us. And thank you guys for tuning in. It's always a great discussion at Mafia Memoirs, and we get to talk to amazing guys like Joab. And just appreciate you guys joining us. If there's somebody that you guys would like us to talk to that we don't have on the list, I actually have the next 4 weeks lined up with guests.
Nice,
So we're
nice.
pretty excited. People are excited to join us for the conversation, and it's just been a fun ride as Rod and I have started doing this. So
Yeah. So I'm just gonna mirror his thoughts. I appreciate everything you do. It's. I think a lot of times people come in too and they see like the IDA or the Detail Mafia, and they see it as this elite group that are going to be standoffish. And you guys are some of the nicest guys we've ever met. You guys accept people in, and it's not like that at all. And so I think that people just need to reach out and ask people what it's all about. I mean, it's you guys are more than willing to talk to people and bring them into the group. So we really appreciate that, and we look forward to seeing you in the coming months.
Yep, we'll see you guys soon, hopefully.
yeah, hopefully at Air Force One 2019.
That's right. I'll be there.
All
If I
right,
get
brother.
invited, hopefully Rennie will invite me.
That little plug. Invite me.
Yeah.
All right,
So,
man. Well, you have a great day.
all right, you too. Thank you guys.
Thanks,
Cheers.